So I'm gradually getting the garden put together, even though it's still winter. I put the garden furniture out yesterday, a bench over there and also a bench down there. One of the things I forgot to do was put the garden chimes out. And there we go. So these work really well in this spot. That's a beautiful spot right there where you can look at the rest of the garden. So the key to choosing wind chimes is to choose the largest ones that you can. That's because the longer the tubes that resonate, the lower the pitch. So if you buy a small thing, you're going to have a really tinkly sound, which can be, in my opinion, quite annoying. I think the lower pitch is just less harsh. So I have more trimming to do. I have this clematis. It's amazing it grows here really because it doesn't get a whole lot of sun. This is summer snow clematis. One more time, we have a lot of it. If it got more sun, it really would cover this trellis that we have attached. But it's still better than bare brick. And then the other thing that I've got to trim that's actually a bit more serious, a bit more pressing, is the ivy that you can see there. It's English ivy, and this ivy, although I like it a lot, my wife isn't a fan, and you can see why. This ivy, it was planted on this arbour. Now the thing I like about the ivy is that it still gives coverage, it's still there in winter, it still gives structure and colour, and I think it's quite beautiful. But it does need to be controlled because one, it can go everywhere. You can see from where it was planted underneath this on the side of this arbour here, you can see it's going out into that bed, all the way out, and it can provide good ground cover if that's what you want. But I need to cut it back quite a bit because you can see I also have a rose planted on this arbour, and if I just left it, the winner of the battle is going to be the ivy. It's going to choke out the rose. So although it's really pretty in the winter, I'm going to cut it back quite considerably just to give the rose a chance to do its thing. The other annoying thing about ivy is, and you're probably expecting me to say that it damages the brick. In my experience, that has not been the case. We have this ivy growing up the side of our house too. It grows all the way up to the roof line. I've never seen any indication of it damaging the brick. What it can do, what you have to be careful with, you see this cable here? Runs all the way around the house, actually runs all the way around the house and up to my wife's office. That's our internet cable. So you can imagine going in here and doing that. And yes, I have done that, and then I did have to replace it. So just have to be really careful. So I've taken a fair bit of that ivy off of that arbour. Should give this rose a chance. Now where ivy is not good, I'll show you this. You have to excuse the mess back here. But we have it growing here too. But it sneaks its way across here. Can't see it here, but goes through these bushes, and it's actually making its way all the way into the beds here. So I'm going to pull that out as much as I can. That right there is why it annoys Connie. You don't really want it doing that. Here's the ivy that we have growing up the side of our house, and you can see it has at one point been all the way up to the roof there, and you can see how old this ivy is. Look at these trunks. It's an amazing plant. See it all the way along here. Look at that. That's just amazing. So one of the drawbacks of having a 100-year-old house, because our house is 100 years old this year, it's one of the oldest houses in the neighbourhood. If you've watched other videos, you'll probably have noticed there's a lot of teardowns, and we've become quite an island. Anyhow, one of the things are the repairs that need to happen. So I'm not sure these concrete steps are original to the house, but over time you can see they've separated, and water can obviously get in there, and we have a crawl space underneath there that gets wet. You can see that I've done it in the past, and I did not follow the first rule of DIY, which was to look on YouTube for how to do something, because what I did was I filled it with this cement product. I think it lasted probably 5 years, but this winter it was pretty harsh, has really finished it off. So what I've got to do is strip out all of this, and then instead of just putting cement in there, according to YouTube, what I need to do is use this thing called a backer rod, and this goes into that gap. Then use this self-leveling sealant, which can then be painted, because my other job after this is to paint this concrete. As you can see, I painted this, I think this is 3 years old, maybe 4, and it started to peel, so I need to repaint the steps and repaint the porch. So to do that, I have obviously gloves, and you'll see probably that these are brand new. I actually bought these at the Chelsea Flower Show when we were there in May. So this is the grand christening of them. And I have a selection of wire brushes. And I'll just go at it. I need to go get a screwdriver or something to prise out these additional bits. Okay, so I've got all of the cement out that I could. It's now ready to put in the backer rod. However, I did not follow the second rule of DIY, which is have all your tools ready and at hand. Now I'm ready. So I can get this backer rod and see how this works, and press it into this gap. Hopefully this will work better than cement. It's supposed to, according to YouTube. Not the best job I've ever done, but I think it will work better than cement. So thank you for joining me in the garden today. I'll see you next time.